instead of making a beeline all the way from the club straight back down to the ball thinking I've got to get to here and I've got to hit this ball. That's what gets people into a lot of problems. It screws up the sequence, screws up timing, and we often get kind of ahead of it this way. So the body races ahead, and then we're just trapping it a little bit too much, and it feels a bit difficult. Likewise, if we think, well, okay, I've got to try and keep the head back, keep the body a bit still, and allow those arms to come through. Unless you've watched some of my other videos where you're allowing those arms to glide a little bit better and getting out of your way, this can happen. Okay? Which is fine. You might make some okay contacts, but never going to be the distances that you truly want or the compression and strike that you want. So we need to find something that gets us into a placement that is repeatable, that we can deliver the club the same as frequently as possible. Take your setup, all right? And I'm just going to turn on a big tap, faucet, whatever you North Americans like to call it. And I'm going to be filling up a swimming pool around me. And as that's filling up and filling up, the water is going to stop around about waist height, or about here, about thigh height, okay? That's what I want you to picture. All around here, I'm full of water, okay? What I want to do is if we were swinging down in water, I mean, if you've got a swimming pool, it's even great to go and do this. I don't want the club to be hitting the water first, back here, okay? I don't want to be just hitting the water that way, and I don't want to be just hitting the water this way where the grip hits the water first, where I'm going straight at the ball that way, because that's when we get stuck. I want you to feel, unlike diving in real life, we don't want to belly flop. In this, I want you to belly flop the shaft. What I mean is, from the top of the swing, as we move down, we're going to try and move everything together so we belly flop in line with the target, but also level with the target around my thighs. And it's all about that sequence of timing, because I belly flop here, and then from there, nothing wins the race. Everything moves through together. So it's down and through, belly flop and through. And this might seem like an unusual visual to have with the water around me and hitting the water in that belly flop. But notice I'm not dumping it this way. I'm not dumping it, I'm not pulling it here, I'm not hitting the club head first. I'm allowing the arms to reach my thighs, okay, as I move down, but I'm hitting the water. The shaft is slapping into the ground, slapping into the water rather, slapping into the water. And then from there, we pull through. And that's the way I want you to sort of rehearse it a little bit. So we just go back, belly flop, and then through. And that right there is the foundation to a truly consistent impact area. Stop the hitting from the top. It's going to stop the early extension. It's going to stop the overactive wrists. It's a really nice visual that I really urge you to try. Really feel it before every practice swing. And it works with driver, as I said. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you